One of the most confusing parts about Medicare to understand is actually the prescription drug coverage. Now we all understand copays, but there's this little thing out there called a donut hole, which we're actually supposed to call the coverage gap. So I'm going to play this video, and it's going to be really short, and then we'll get back and I'll go over this actually in English for you. Okay, here we go.
Now let's talk more about Part D, Medicare's prescription drug program. Your Part D coverage has 4 basic phases: the deductible phase, the initial coverage period, the coverage gap, and catastrophic coverage. In the deductible phase, you pay the full discounted cost of formulary drugs until you reach your yearly deductible. You stay in this stage until you have paid your yearly deductible amount if your plan has a deductible. During the initial coverage period, you pay your plan copay or coinsurance. Your plan pays the rest of the cost until the combined costs reach a yearly specified amount. For 2019, that amount is $3,820. Once your total yearly drug cost reaches $3,820, you move into the coverage gap phase. This is commonly known as the donut hole. While you're in the coverage gap, you'll pay 25% for covered brand drugs and 37% of covered generic drugs. Check the benefits of your Part D coverage, as some plans may offer additional coverage while you're in the gap. After your total yearly drug cost reaches your true out-of-pocket limit, you begin catastrophic coverage. This is the final phase. For 2019, the true out-of-pocket limit is $5,100. In this phase, you pay a small copay for generics or brand drugs, or a 5% coinsurance, whichever is more.
So stage 2 is cost sharing, copays, and with the insurance company. So if you spend $10 on a copay and the insurance company spends $20, a total of $30 goes towards your cost sharing over here, which is pretty easy. So you usually receive a statement at the end of the month for all your medications. Now, a lot of people just throw away the statements. Well, the reason why they send it to you is so that way if you creep up on stage 3, which is actually the coverage gap, which now means you pay a percentage. So instead of spending a copay of $10, maybe you have to spend $40 or $50. In stage 3, most people hit it because of high-end medication, not generic drugs. So if it's a generic medication, a lot of the companies will actually cover it at the copay amount. But most people, again, when it hits the brand names, 25% of the plan's cost for covered drugs. Now, when you are in this stage, when you hit $5,100 for the year that you spend, then you go over to stage 4, which is actually the catastrophic coverage. And then the payments go down to this.
And 37% of covered generic drugs. Check the benefits of your Part D coverage, as some plans may offer additional coverage while you're in the gap. After your total yearly drug cost reaches your true out-of-pocket limit, you begin catastrophic coverage. This is the final phase. For 2019, the true out-of-pocket limit is $5,100. In this phase, you pay a small copay for generics or brand drugs, or a 5% coinsurance, whichever is more. Here's some.
So what we're saying is basically it's really confusing because you go from cost sharing on one end to percentage on the other. Now supposedly it's just supposed to go away in 2020. I've been hearing this for 5-6 years that the coverage gap's going to go away in 2020. Well, right now it's still here, and the 2020 plans aren't out yet. Obviously it's still early in 2019. So if you have any questions, concerns, and we can help you out with a prescription drug plan or a Medicare Advantage plan that includes drugs, let our office know. We can help you out, or at least point you in the right direction. And again, thank you very much for your time today, folks. Bye-bye now.